It's August in South Africa, and my husband and I are there volunteering in a rural school to support literacy in the school. This is something we've been doing for several years, and we're drawn back year after year. And this year, it was my job to engage the families in the community in the school. The families of this community were going to create a school quilt. And every square of that quilt was going to be created by a family in the community, and it was going to illustrate their hopes and their dreams for their children. So we're doing this through a series of meetings, and we schedule the first meeting, and the principal, Mr. Tombo, and the faculty say, Eileen, don't get your hopes up. These are illiterate parents. They're very poor. They are probably not going to come to the meeting. And if they come, they're going to be late. So they were trying to protect me with this information. So I walked into the room at the school, 4 o'clock when the meeting is supposed to begin. It's packed. 50, 60 parents, grandparents. More of them are coming in as they get off the bus from the nearby orange groves where many of them work. They're going straight from that bus into this classroom. And we start talking about their hopes and dreams for their children. And they're very excited about this idea. And I said, go home. Tonight I want you to talk with your children about what their hopes and dreams are. Come back to the next session and we will share that together. So many of them came back to the next session. They brought friends, they brought neighbors, and we're talking about it. And all of a sudden, a stately grandmother rises, and she starts making a very serious, impassioned speech. And she's speaking in her mother tongue, Xhosa. And I don't know what she's saying. And I'm standing there, and I'm watching her very politely. And the interpreter next to me knows that Mrs. Nyanti, who is a leader in the community, is saying something very important. And she's not going to interrupt her. So the two of us are standing there. And my mind is racing. And I don't know what she is saying. What the heck are you doing here, lady? Who do you think you are? Are you wasting our time? I have no idea what she's saying. She finally sits down. The interpreter looks at me and she says, Eileen, Mrs. Nyanti would like to say, on behalf of all the parents and the grandparents in this entire community, how much we appreciate what you are doing. Because we all have hopes and dreams for our children, and no one has ever asked us. Profound, profound. Changed my life. I look around and I think all the time, how many times are we not asking people around us what their hopes and dreams are? I work in American schools all the time, and I will tell you right now, parents who are poor, parents who don't know the American system, are viewed as people who don't really have much to say. We don't value them. The schools feel we're supposed to inform them. We're supposed to tell them what they need to know. We're supposed to tell them how to be good parents. We don't ask them what their dreams are. You don't have to be in a school for this to happen. Think about your offices. Think about your workplaces. How many people are sitting in meetings and they're not valued because they're too old, because they're too young, because they're from another country, because they're from another part of this country, because they're from the other side of this neighborhood. So we don't value them enough to ask them something that really reveals something about who they are as people. So we're back in South Africa, and as these meetings went on, I brought resources in. I talked to the parents about how do you read to a child if you can't read yourself. Well, you put your arm around that kid and you look at the pictures and you talk about it. And we talked about adult education programs in that township that we didn't even know about. And on the 4th session, Mrs. Nyanti got up, and this time she spoke in English. And she said, we need to give you a name in our language. we're going to call you Nosango. Nosango means gate. You have opened the gates of learning to us. You have opened the gates of freedom to us. You are Nosango. And from that moment on, I have been known as Nosango in this community. So I ask all of you, where can you be the Nosango? How many people in your life that are invisible to you even right now? In the schools, in our communities, in your offices, how many people do you just make assumptions about that you don't know the first thing about? Find out who they are. Find out what their hopes and dreams are. Be their Nosango. Take them to the next level, and I will tell you, you personally will be so enriched you will never look back.